Alright, so at long last, I can actually pick the categories, or not categories, pick whatever I want to vote for. Because, as predicted, the website was having a hard time loading because so many people were using it, but thankfully, now I can go in. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Um, I'm probably going to skip Best These Guy because I have a lot to talk about for that one. So, Best Voice Artist Performance, JP. And it doesn't say who the character is, just the voice actor. Okay. But if memory serves, so I think. Oh no, this is Bravern, I think. Dandelion, Dungeon Meshi, Mao Mao, I think. Dandelion again. Huh. If memory serves, I think Aoyuki is Mao Mao, right? I'm gonna have to give it to her instead. Oh, yep, it does show. Okay, good. And we got Freeran. Oh, yeah, no, this is Bravern. Okay. And it's Bravern himself. Cool. And then Marcel. I'm gonna vote for Mao Mao, I think. Like, as cool as Bravern is, I want to give it to the cat. God damn it. Alright, next. Best Voice Artist Performance, English. I don't watch shows in English. The only two voice actors I know of are Sung Won and Alex Lee. Doesn't even show me who the person in question is. So I'm going to give it to Alex, though. Erect! Ew! Anyway. Next, please. Or not. Best ending sequence. Give me just a minute. I'm going to listen to all of them because I do not recall a single fucking one. Alright, after giving them all a listen through, yeah, it's Oshinoko. Burning. No questions asked. Next. Oh, do I have to go to previous instead? Yeah, okay. Best opening sequence. Okay, this one I remember a bit better, but I am going to rewatch them all, slash re-listen to them all. So, uno momento. Alright, after giving them all a listen, it's honestly a tie between Oshinoko and Solo Leveling. However, it's going to Oshinoko. Again. That opening is so much better than all of the other ones. I find it crazy how Creepy Nuts got nominated not once, but twice. Somehow, some way. For opening. Like, that's amazing. But both openings are shit, so. Best score. If, to be honest, I don't recall a single track, so I'm just gonna give it to the anime I like the most, and that's Solo Leveling. Best anime song. Oh wait, no, I didn't vote for this. Okay, so this is different from opening sequence. No. Yeah, best opening sequence. So best anime song. So I'll be right back because I need to listen to the rest of these. To no one's surprise, it's going to Oshinoko again. Fatal. Next. Must protect at all costs character. Anya, Frieren, Okarun, Yuki Itose never watched the show. So, her, apparently. I never heard anyone talk about this show. I've only seen ads for it occasionally, but that's about it. Yeah, that's who I thought it was. Okay. And then Senshi, for some reason. Huh. I'll go with Hojo. Granted, he doesn't really need protecting, but still. Now we have Fern, Himmel, Jinshi, Saiko, Senshi again, and Turbo Granny. I'm giving it to Fern. I love Fern. She's great. Best main character. We got Freeman herself, Kafka, Momo, and Okarun, because I guess they're both the main character, technically, Mao Mao, and Sun. I love Sun, but I also really love Mao Mao. Like, both of these two are pretty fucking great. However, I'm going to give it to Sun only because Mao came out in fall 2023, not 2024. Same thing with Free Rent, to be honest, but that's besides the point. I'm giving it to my boy. Best Slice of Life. Never watched. I think this is the only show I watched out of all of these. Never heard of this one or heard it talked about. I never watched season 1. Never watched season 1 or 2. Never watched. Never watched. So I'm going to be giving it to Makain. But I have a feeling Nokutan is going to win it. Excuse me, so there's that. Best Drama. Never watched. Never heard of / watched. I wouldn't really call Free Rent a drama. You already know I'm going to pick this one. Never watched / heard of. And Apothecary Diaries. Again, it's a tie between Apothecary and Oshinoko, but I'm giving it to Oshinoko for the same reason as before. It was actually released in 2024, not in 2023. Best Isekai Anime. We're going to skip this one because I have a lot to say about this group specifically. Best Action. So we have Bleach, which I've never watched. Never watched Bleach once, so I'm looking forward to getting into it any time down the line. Dandadan, no. Training Arc, no. Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and Windbreaker. Windbreaker I never watched. I'm giving it to Solo Leveling. Best Comedy. So we have Delicious in Dungeon, Konosuba Season 3, something I never watched. Mashle Season 2, technically speaking. Nokotan, Ranma 1/2, and Spy X Family S2, even though it was released in 2023, I believe. Dungeon Meshi, Nokotan, and Ranma are probably going to be neck and neck. I feel like all of the old heads, old anime fans, are going to want Ranma to win, but I feel like a lot of the boomers from like the 05 generation or what have you are going to want Nokotan to win. Me personally, I'm going to give it to Dungeon Meshi, I think, for comedy. Like, Marcel's faces are fucking fantastic. Best romance. None of them, because they all suck. No. I've never seen it or heard of it. I wouldn't really call this one a romance anime. It's anti-romance, if you would believe it. Never saw season 1. So I'm not going to vote because the only one I did watch is this one, and I personally don't think it's a romance anime. Best background art. I don't know what the fuck that is supposed to entail or mean. So I'm just going to skip this one. Best director. I'm just going to give it to the anime I like the most, even though I know for a fact it's going to go to One Piece fan letter. So we have Dandadan, Demon Slayer, Frieren, Dungeon Meshi, and Apothecary. I'm probably going to give it to Apothecary Diaries, actually, even though I really don't want to. But, like, everything was so connected and well thought out for the show, so I might give it to Apothecary for this one. Best character design. Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer, Frieren, Kaiju number 8, and then Apothecary. For me, it's probably a tie between Dungeon Meshi and Kaiju, I think. Because I do love Kafka's monster design. But everyone in Delicious in Dungeon look unique and different. So I'll probably give it to Dungeon Meshi. Best animation. We have Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer Training Arc, Frieren, Kaiju number 8, and Solo Leveling. Can I just say, I'm very happy and also surprised that Kaiju number 8 is getting nominated for shit. Like, goddamn. I am surprised. But, yeah, it's going to Solo Leveling, to no one's surprise. Best Original Anime. Never watched. Never watched. The only show on this that I watched, never watched, Ninja watched, never watched, so it's going to Metallic Rouge. I'm kind of surprised that Bravern isn't up here because Bravern is an original. And I think Bravern is a million times better than a majority of these shows, including Metallic Rouge. Best New Series. So we got Dandadan, Delicious in Dungeon, Frieren, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and Apothecary Diaries. You already know what my answer is going towards. If I wasn't allowed to pick Solo Leveling, then I'd pick Kaiju number 8, I think. Even though I feel like Kaiju number 8, it doesn't feel complete or full. Whereas with Solo Leveling, it kind of felt like a self-contained season. Kaiju number 8 left us with many more questions than answers. So, best continuing series. Never watched. Demon Slayer Training Arc. No. My Hero Academia Season 7. God, no. One Piece. Probably gonna win, if we're being honest. Oshinoko Season 2. Spy X Family Season 2. It's going to Oshinoko Season 2. This show is fucking incredible, and it is peak. Next. Film of the Year. I never watched any of these, so I'm skipping. And then finally, Anime of the Year. We have Dandadan. Absolutely fucking not. Spoilers for all of these shows, by the way, because I will be talking about all of them, just to give an aspect of whatnot. So Dandadan is essentially what it boils down to is the kid on the right, whose name is Okarum, or just called Okarum, he loses his testicles. And apparently his testicles can give demons power. So both of these two are trying to get his testicles back. Not only that, but both of them are otakus in their own respective field and nature. I forget which one is which, though. I just know one is super into aliens, one is super into supernatural, I believe. And they both try to go, okay, you do something supernatural, I do something with this, and we go our separate ways, just as a test. And hijinks ensue. It is the most Japan anime I've ever seen in recent memory. Delicious in Dungeon. This is essentially just a cozy anime with food porn, essentially, and a bunch of hilariousness. Now, unfortunately, the foods don't actually provide a buff, really, to the characters, because it's less video gamey and more fantasy-based. But it's not fantasy video game. It's pure high fantasy, and that's a good thing. But it is based on Dungeons and Dragons, supposedly, so there is that. But essentially, the main premise of the show is this tall man right here is trying to find or go back to the dungeon after escaping from a red dragon, I believe, trying to get his sister back. And the only ones that go with him are Marcel here, the funniest one, and Chuck, the halfling, or I think halfling. And then they team up with the cook of the show, Best Boy Senshi, to go down the dungeon and just have food whenever the need arises. Pretty much it. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. This show is about an elf who lives past her glory days, and all of her party members during those glory days all pass away. So we jump many years into the future, where she takes on an apprentice, the best character, Fern, and she tries to reach a place to say hi to Himmel one last time. That's essentially what it boils down to. But everything in between, like, this show is about the journey, not the destination. And that's fine, and that's good. Kaiju number 8, which is a big surprise, in my opinion. Kaiju number 8 is about a show with kaiju involved. So, giant-ass monsters, or just monsters in general. And you have a task force that is meant to eliminate the kaiju. But Kafka, our main character, is part of a clean-up crew. But one day, him and a friend of his get attacked by a kaiju, and they are saved and go into a hospital. But unbeknownst to Kafka, well, no, not unbeknownst to Kafka, Kafka, for some reason, is chosen by this weird little kaiju creature and the kaiju creature goes inside of Kafka and essentially turns him into what you see here. I have no idea why, what its deal is, why it picked Kafka, and anything else. But Kafka is able to turn into a human-sized kaiju. And he uses those powers for good. Not only that, but him and his friend get the go-ahead to join a kaiju exterminating squad. And basically, the story revolves around that. Solo leveling. So, this show is about Sung Jin-woo, who, I guess the best way to explain it is modern day someplace where gates to dungeons open up, and people have been given abilities to combat these dungeons. And there are ranks, so you have your E rank and you have your S rank, or E to S. And Sung here is the lowest of the lowest. He is an E rank hunter. But that doesn't dissuade him from anything, so he still joins in raids and whatnot, raids that he can join to begin with. Also that he can pay for not only his sister's tuition, but pay to keep his mother in the hospital to try and cure her illness. Like, that is the main driving point, or driving force, for Sung Jin-woo's journey. But after getting locked in the current dungeon, and finding a dungeon in a dungeon, he gets trapped, and a majority of the party gets fucking wiped out by a giant fucking creepy statue. However, for some unknown reason, Sung gets picked to have a second awakening and become a player. And using this newfound power, he is able to go beyond the skills of a hunter and do his own thing, which is really fucking cool. But he's not an all-powerful Gary Stu. He actually struggles, and we actively see him earn all of his powers and whatnot. So there's that. And then Apothecary Diaries is about a character named Momo who basically plays detective in this area space, and she helps people solve basically crimes, or just solve issues that need help solving, and everything is interconnected. When I mean everything, I mean everything. She does get kidnapped originally, and then she works at a house as a maid, but she does try to get herself involved as much as she can and help solve everything, because she's an apothecary, and she loves testing poisons on herself. Poisons makes her happy. And that's about it. That's basically rough explanations of the shows. And if you've been keeping up, you already know what I'm going to put my vote towards. That's solo leveling. I am very happy, though, that all of the nominations were not Season 2's plus, or more. I am very happy these were all anime that originally released in 2024. Technically, Free Rein and Apothecaries don't count. But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised that they picked anime that was released in 2024 that weren't sequel seasons. That makes me happy. Alright, and now let's talk about Isekai, shall we? Konosuba, Season 3. Mushoku Tensei, Season 2, Part 2. Or, Season, 5 at this point? ReZero, Season 3. Shangri-La Frontier, Season 2, for some fucking reason, even though they should have done Season 1, because Season 1 was eligible. Suicide Squad Isekai. Tensura, Season 3. Of these 6, only one of them isn't a sequel season. Not only that, but I counted at least 4 other Isekai that came out this year that were brand new. One of the more well-known ones was The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. All of these are sequel seasons, which pisses me off. I don't like that. I personally think sequel seasons should be nominated in a sequel season category and just leave it at that. But anyway, if I were to give my vote towards something, it's going to Tensura, because the second half of Tensura Season 3 was amazing. Nothing short of fantastic. And even then, I only watched Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2. I haven't watched past Season 1 of Konosuba, and I don't intend to change that anytime soon, because Konosuba is fucking garbage. I'm waiting for Shangri-La Frontier Season 2 to end, to watch it. Never saw Suicide Squad Season 2. Waiting for ReZero to end as well. So, my vote is going to Tensara. And, I think that's about it. So, yeah. That is everything, for now. So, what did you vote for? What were you most disappointed in seeing didn't get nominated? For me personally, I definitely feel like Senpai is a Boy should have been nominated in some things. Definitely romance, especially romance, instead of Makain, because Makain again isn't really romance. Um, I'm disappointed at how some anime from 2023 that bled into 2024 got nominated. Um, I definitely think Dandadan is going to win a lot of things. Same thing with Dungeon Meshi, because those two are the most popular ones. I'm not going to be surprised if Freerun wins, though, because Freerun was also mega popular. But, yeah. I'm just hoping they don't give the wins to anything released in 2023 on, or to that bled into 2024. I'm really hoping, because that would be pretty shitty. Because Anime of the Year is supposed to be from January 1st, 2024, to December 31st, 2024, and that's it. But that's just me. Anyway, I've been Ryuu Kishi, and until then, I'll see you next time.